Testing, testing, hello, hello. Sorry for the late start, everyone. I just got back from having dinner with my family, and there were kittens at the restaurant. There were two little calico kittens, and they were adorable. I was considering bringing them home for Aang to make friends, because, you know, the boy needs to socialize, but I think they're too small. I think Aang would eat them up in like one bite. They were very, very small. Speaking of Aang, he's sleeping now. But before that, he was being a menace. He was being a little violent little menace. Hi, Mike. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Great. I'm glad you're having a good day. I hope your building of Himiko is going well. Anyway, again, sorry for the late start. I'm just gonna stop yapping and get to it now. Hold on. Let me switch over to the game. We're gonna just continue where we left off yesterday, which is still at part 1. I still haven't finished part 1. We're at node 8. Go! 5:38 a.m. Driving the two rescue vehicles, Grey Raven races back to the conservation area before the barrage of hetero creatures arrives. Going well. I'm glad. I'm glad that your Himiko is being built nicely. Familiar with the way back and no longer carrying any wounded, they managed to make the trip in just 3 hours. We're back. Returning to the enclosed basement, Grey Raven and Sandra arrived to look at the panic among the refugees. Not only did you have enough to get more of her materials, you got her light cone! Congrats! After just 3 pulls, congratulations! You got her light cone now, that's great! That means that you can have the best Himiko Nova possible now. I just realized I don't have my little chibi there. Hold on, let me bring my little person there. There it is, there I am. Hi Sticks, hello! Our tsundere waifu came back next patch. Do you mean for PGR? Or for HSR? Because I think HSR, we're also getting a new tsundere waifu, right? In Rin Tosaka is gonna be coming soon. Hi Spirit. Oh, or do you, if it's PGR, are you talking about Karenina? Karen is coming back, really? After so long? Intermittent sobbing can be heard throughout the basement. The looming sadness is like smoke from a fire, making everyone's eyes and nose sting. Liv quickly walks into the room to the compartment to see a lifeless body lying in the blood-stained sickbed. Jin is lying by her side, weeping. Oh. PDR. Hi Spirit, I'm glad you're back. You excited for college? It's gonna be a lot sooner. Yeah, Karenina's coming. Karen, it's next patch. Woo! I actually don't know what they're gonna do with her, because I gotta be honest, I haven't seen much of her and like much of like plot line for them to do with her. Like, it feels like she's right now at where I am in the story, she feels more like a one-off character that's not really important to the plot. So I'm looking forward to her being more relevant, definitely. Physical breaker, you're pulling for her. Of course you are. It's Karen! It's Karenina! Liv quickly walks into... Okay. Liv. She lightly shakes her head and quietly looks over at what was now apparent. Lindsay had passed away. Jin struggles to lift her head and looks at Liv lifelessly. She's using Anchor Drifter as a weapon. I don't know what that is, but sounds like everyone's excited for Karen. That's good. I'm glad she still, you know, has hype behind her name. The hetero creatures are almost here. We need to leave. She shakes her head and like tightly grips Lindsay's ice-cold wrist. I still don't know why Lindsay saved me. Seeing her in agony like this, there was even a moment that I hated you. If we could have all left at the same time, would we have been spared from the pain, the agony, or having to say goodbye like this? Now, if she passed away, like, pretty recently, then she probably would have just passed away, you know, on the way there in the vehicles. Liv's OST making you sad. You're gonna meet her in chapter 19 later. Oh, chapter 19 isn't that far. There's 2 more chapters. Okay. I want to see how they make her plot relevant soon. Someone once asked Liv, is it really meaningful to treat a patient who is bound to die? Before death's peaceful embrace, prolonging the patient's life is actually just prolonging their pain. Yeah, that's kind of the question of hospices, right? Not hospital, but hospice. You know, a care facility for terminally ill people who, you can't really save. But, if you can make them comfortable, at least until the end. Made a joke about meeting Kiana on the moon. The moon! We're gonna go to the moon soon? Okay. But she saw the struggle under Lindsay's eyes, her desire for life, and the words she could not say. So Liv chose this cruelty. Did she regain consciousness at all? Yeah, just before she died, but she only said a few words. What did she say? I'm happy you're okay. My life didn't go to waste. But don't come looking for me just yet. I asked her why she saved me. She said, because I'm a scaredy cat. What's that got to do with it? What does that mean, Lindsay? Her tears fall in a continuous stream like raindrops on the floor. Scaredy cat. If there is anything in the world that can arouse humanity's strongest fear, it's death. Yet, she calls herself a scaredy cat and is willing to face death alone to protect another person. I didn't know Lindsay too well, but I think people who are willing to give up their lives to save another person must value the lives of others more than theirs. She must be deeply afraid of your death. She struggled to her last breath just to tell you that. Really? But I feel the same way about you, Lindsay. Ah, she misses her girlfriend. I miss my wife, Tails. As if soaked by the downpour of sorrow, Jin sobs in front of Liv's chest. So, you need to keep living. That's what Lindsay wanted. You need to keep living. That's what Liv wanted. Okay. Moon Halo is still peak. Yeah, it is still peak. Honestly, a lot of the Honkai Impact songs are still peak to this day. Night Glow. I also really like Cyber Angel. And, the Capo, the graduation song. I really, really like that too. Sila's, the Rebirth song, the one that's just a symbol without an actual name. I like that too. She nods quietly as she cries. We're running out of time, Liv. We need to get everyone out of here. Jin, let's get going. Still unable to stop her sobbing, she gets up from Lindsay's bed and takes a step towards Liv. Don't say nightclub. So it's Alicia's OST. Oh, right. Alicia's song True. You're right. I think the name is True, but the E is a capital letter. Yeah, that song is good too. Night Glow is also good. It's good. It's sad, but it's good. Yes, Cyber Angel is nice, right? Right. I know some people think that the singer for Cyber Angel, like, her voice is too high or something, but, like, I grew up in the age of Vocaloid. Really high-pitched vocals are, like, normal to me now. Pi raised to the power of 2, yeah. I don't know what to call it, what to call the song. Yes, let's go. Why should you persuade someone who wants to die? Do you think those 2 vehicles can accommodate everyone here? I mean, that's why I suggested we just leave the Commandant. The ones in a coma can't be saved. Just leave me. Right as everyone calms down a moment, Vanessa pulls everyone back to reality. Also, we have a boy and a dog unaccounted for. Oh? I just barely missed the first group and I sprained my ankle. The boy looks around the crowd and matches beside Stanley. Can I still go? That depends if they have time to come back a 3rd time. But the hetero creatures will be here by then, won't they? Right, I'm detecting a massive incoming horde. There's no way we can take them ourselves while also protecting the refugees. So, looks like this is the last trip. Silence fills the basement. Everyone's nerves hang in anticipation to be read their sentencing. Get your Commandant on board first, and then squeeze the rest in however you like. As for those who can't get in, they stay here. I mean, again, I suggest we leave the Commandant, though. Corrupted binary code is infecting my mind. And for those who need to be carried out of here, the crowd rushes to the basement exit without waiting for her to finish speaking, nearly pushing Vanessa to the ground. Alright, get your Commandant on board. I'm surprised Vanessa isn't more insistent about leaving the Commandant. I know she suggested it once, but I would have thought that she would have, been more insistent about it. As the 3 of them carry the Commandant to the surface, the scene erupts into chaos. You're just gonna write down the lyrics, huh? Quit pushing and shoving. The roars of hetero creatures gradually become audible, causing everyone to panic. Liv rushes into the chaotic crowd to protect the vehicles from being overturned by the crowd. Form a line. Liv's injury makes it difficult to stand up straight in the crowd. Some people reluctantly form a line as she tries to block the vehicle, but most of the injured refugees rush the door, causing the whole rescue vehicle to shake. I'm gonna push my way in if I have to. There's not enough space. Why are you pushing? You're barely even hurt. Think you can steal my spot? Of course I do. Hear that sound? It's like an earthquake. They're gonna be here any minute. That's the sound of everyone's feet. Who the hell do you think you are? Quit stepping on my shoulders. Can we put some of them on the roof? Maybe the ones who supposedly aren't as injured. Name for PTR, it's the Christmas special. Oh, does that mean we get a Christmas episode? That would be nice, you know, some levity from all of the depression. Doesn't matter. I'm getting on. Amidst the chaos and crowding, people no longer care about each other's wounds. They regard themselves as luggage and cram the vehicles full. Even then, some people make no attempt to board the vehicle. Oh, Jin, you too? Give me a spot. Scram, you're not even hurt. Take care of yourself. There's a dog in here. Why don't we kick the dog out so someone else can fit in? Wonderful. That's quite the clown car you've got going. Vanessa stands at the basement entrance and applauds the crowd in her usual mocking attitude. So, how fast can the overloaded vehicle drive? Think you can outrun the hetero creatures? No one responds to her question. Everyone just holds their breath in anticipation. Hi there! Hello! You don't leave space for several of the critically injured or even the Commandant. Think Grey Raven will serve you anyway? Leave the Commandant with me. I don't need my hands to fight. Yeah, she got her Levi guns! Leave the Commandant with me. You're better off taking care of the wounded. Then it's settled. For those who aren't on board, sorry, looks like you have to stay here. See you in another life. No, don't leave me. I want to find my big bro. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have been so reckless. I beg you, take me with you, anywhere. She kneels down behind the rescue vehicle in despair and looks up to plead to those who board the vehicle and climb the windows and roof as they ignore his cries. It's all I want. I don't want to die. Don't be afraid. Put on some protective gear and hide. We'll come back to pick you up. Oh, no, wait, they're actually gonna leave the kids? Don't leave me, please, I beg you. He kneels at Liv's feet and begs her. You'll really come back, Miss Liv? I promise. Alright, he can take... Oh! Oh, he was already on the... That's right, they mentioned the dog. He was already in the vehicle. Okay, so you're gonna stay here with the dog? And I guess with Callie and Jin? Wait for the twins to come and say... Stanley and Matches squeeze their way out of the tightly packed vehicle. I'll wait for you here. Get going. Why do I feel like Stanley's gonna die because of this? Aw, man. Stanley, thank you. Sorry I blamed you all this time. He's got a doggo. Don't let the doggo lose his boy. For some reason, YouTube chat is so big today. It's big? Should I, like, try to smaller it? Make it small? Maybe just a tiny bit. Just a fraction. It's nothing. So it's decided. Leave the rest here? Yeah, because I don't think I changed the size or moved it. I don't think. Other than, you know, moving it up or down. I don't remember if I changed the size. Did they release the 70-year-old update? Jin. It's okay. I'll keep Lindsay company. No, it's not okay. An old voice and its owner squeeze out of the vehicle. Go, kiddo. You've got your whole life ahead of you. Don't let Lindsay's sacrifice be in vain. But with these old bones of mine, besides, I can't bring myself to leave my husband. I'll keep him company. But if you feel sorry for me, then I want you to do something for me. She takes out a tightly closed bag containing the rice left over by Kali. One day, when you find a safe place to live, plant this rice, and no matter what you eat, leave some seeds for future generations and pass on our tradition. Okay. Good girl. Then all of this is worth it. She hands the bag to Jin and pats her on the shoulders. I have a feeling that all the people who are staying are gonna die. Aw, man. I don't want the child to die. I don't want the doggo to die either. Get going, kiddo. Jin nods, carefully taking the bag, then boards the vehicle. Let's get going. I'll carry Nagayuki. Captain, you take Kanata. Okay. The old lady smiles and waves to everyone. The boy hurriedly takes out his notebook before leaving, tears out the last blank page and hands it to Stanley with his pen. This is a thank you gift. It can make your wishes come true. Thank you. Now get going. 3 people staying here watch Lucia and Vanessa get into the driver's cabin. The overloaded vehicle groans and drives away at a less than optimistic speed. The moment the vehicle drives out of the conservation area, Liv looks back at the others and where Lindsay lies as a cold thought enters her mind. Do we still have time? Is there any other way? No, there isn't. If only we could carry even more people, but we have no other choice. You hate this part. I'm also already hating this part. Has the same sprite as Tekken's chin. This needs to stop. Liv painfully forces herself to look back on the road. Despite the severe pain from her leg wound, she runs in step with the vehicle. If we can hurry, there's still time. Again, we should have just left the Commandant. I mean, come on, he's in a coma. It's not like he's gonna notice. It's not like I'm gonna notice that you guys left me behind. 5:58 a.m. The two overloaded rescue vehicles drive away at full speed for 6 minutes, but looking back, they can still see the full outline of the conservation area. Vanessa looks at the speedometer, which only shows 37 kilometers per hour. Yeah, that's not very fast. In order to correct this meaningless escape, she stops the vehicle and hops out of the driver's seat. We can't outrun the hetero creatures at this speed. She looks at the crowd squeezed into the back of the vehicle. The crowd looks at her outside. As a human, she should be in the same position at the moment, but their eyes are filled with fear. We need to cut it down to 15 people per vehicle so we can leave in time. 15? What? But there are only just over 40 of us. You want more of us to die? If we don't, all of us will die here. A deafening protest breaks out in the crowded vehicle. In Vanessa's eyes, it's a twisted box with countless redundant mouths growing on it. I don't agree with this. Oh, what are you gonna do? Like I said, just leave the Commandant outside! Lucia doesn't immediately answer. She looks at her companions, asking Liv and Lee for their consent with her eyes. We'll stay here and stop the hetero creatures, then lure them away to give everyone time to retreat. Color me surprised. I expect nothing else from a puppet of the Grey Raven Commandant. Do you know what this will lead to? Your naivete will get the Commandant killed. I don't deny the risk, but I prefer to believe in the strength of Grey Raven. Also, I'm pretty sure the constructs are way heavier than the humans. So, you know, maybe the 3 constructs getting off would definitely lighten the load. Probably. Strength. 3 exhausted constructs, one of which is injured. Grey Raven really has inherited the Commandant's naivete and arrogance. We've already left a lot of people behind. We know the risks, but we won't back down. Is that what the chief wants? That fool in your arms only saved you because someone was a little too big for their britches. Don't insult the Commandant. If it wasn't for this fool, we wouldn't be here, and you wouldn't have been saved. Oh, so you should give up the Commandant's life to save these worthless refugees. Nothing with life is worthless. We'll stick together and overcome any obstacle. We'll never flee the battlefield because of hardship or fear. Hi, Micro. Hello. No, Jair, don't say your actual age. Don't mention your actual age. Let me remove that for you. How do I remove this again? Okay, I think I did it. Nope, I don't think I did it. Yay, I did it. Liv gonna be traumatized 7 to 8 chapters straight. Oh, there's gonna be more Liv after this? That's nice. If only Commandant was awake doing this. I thought your phone enabled enlarged text. Oh, that's why you mentioned the 40-year-old thing. I mean, hey, you don't have to be 40 to enable enlarged text. Won't flee. Ha! Hearing this, she thinks of Teasel. Vanessa has no interest in knowing whether he was seriously injured and couldn't return, or if he's on the same road as those deserters. For a long time, Egrid had attracted people who were afraid of death because of its low casualty rate and tactics designed to maximize benefits. In the face of such an unwinnable battle, serious injury or defection would be highly likely. Who's Teasel again? Is he an NPC that was introduced in the, in Liv's interlude? The one that introduced Vanessa? Or am I remembering it wrong? This wasn't the first time she'd seen such puppets, but every puppet that tries to escape and disobey its master's orders has been well trained by Vanessa. Why is monitoring age forbidden on the internet? It's just something, you know, something that's personal about you. It's personal information. You shouldn't spread that. Your age, where you live, your real name, those are all things that could give people clues about you that you really shouldn't share. You want to see the tears? Shouldn't a puppet be punished for disobeying its master? She's always believed in this truth, but still could not stop her puppets from defecting. She doesn't feel that she's wrong, but rather they were selfish and afraid of death. In her opinion, since the Grey Raven Commandant is unconscious, Grey Raven will find a chance to escape in order to survive. But Grey Raven hasn't. They saved her and the refugees, and they're willing to give up their lives to stick to the Commandant's faith. Harley, Joe, Simon who's still alive, yay, Yata, Eleanor, and the others are so reckless. They won't return to Babylonia until they ensure that the mission is completed, and they've saved everyone they could. It's not that personal, really. Still, you should keep some things close to the chest. If not, at the very least, keep yourself mysterious. Why? Before graduating from FOS College, a seemingly unpopular instructor had said to her, "Every life has its own unique value, no matter how small, they're all part of this world. If you want to be the best commandant, you must remember this truth. If you despise life and detest worthless things, you will lose everything one day." Hearing this, she thought the instructor was just an idealist, trying to use scare tactics to promote friendly cooperation. When tactics failed and she was in trouble, she never thought about this idea. But now, the fool she deemed unworthy is lying quietly in the arms of the construct. Even without saying a word, the construct still quietly abide by the Commandant's ideology. Only then does she think about what the instructor had said. Suddenly, you get a flashback that's relevant to what's the situation right now, that could teach you things that will save your life. This is what happens in every anime. Is this what makes us different? She reaches out as if to grasp some non-existent phantom, but then smiles. Get going. Egret will take care of luring the hetero creatures. What? But you heard me. It's only Bambinata and me, but I'm prepared to fight. I don't know, I think it makes more sense for 3 constructs to get off the vehicle, I feel like the constructs would definitely be heavier than the humans, so, lightening the load of the vehicles, it sounds like a good idea. She shakes her tactical bag containing her last trump card. Bambinata has long been acquainted with Vanessa's ideology. Countless puppets have disappeared or were sacrificed in exchange for victory. They're not showing us Bambinata, though. I know she's a playable character, and I think I've seen her before, but, they're not gonna show her character design at all. But this is different. Vanessa wants to prove that she can achieve victory while making this puppet a companion to stay with. Instead of giving Bambinata the contents of her tactical bag, she puts herself on the chessboard. But you won't survive against that many hetero creatures, no matter what you've got in that bag. What are you talking about? I don't misjudge my own strength, unlike that naive commandant. Take him, her. I should really check which gender I made my commandant, huh? And go with these people. Don't wait for me to clear up these troubles. You haven't reached your destination yet. But, have any other bright ideas? Constructs aren't that heavy, really? I mean, they're mostly metal and wires and fluids, right? Not flesh and bone. I'm pretty sure most flesh and bone is a lot lighter than metals. Even if you stay here, you will only get caught in the crossfire. What about you? I have my ways. Don't worry, I won't die here. So tell that to the chief for me. She wasn't playable yet at that time. Yeah, I guess they did the same for number 21 and Noctis back then. Even though they interacted with Vera a lot, they didn't show their character designs. Remember that I saved your lives today. You better thank me when I get back. Vanessa, let's get going. She's already made up her mind. I don't think Vanessa's dying. I remember seeing her in some promo stuff in the previous events. She's still alive. Thank you. She waves lazily to everyone with her usual smile and watches the 2 vehicles drive away in silence. When the vehicles slowly disappear out of sight, they hear the sound of hetero creatures gradually approaching. PGR logic. Lucia weighs like an average human, really? First, we should draw their attention. Yes, mistress. Carrying Vanessa in her arms, Bambinata uses the short-range drone to leap into the air. By the light of daybreak, they see that the sloped path in the city has turned into a scarlet wave. Which one is next? 9, right? Second freedom. Yeah, second freedom. Okay, let me drink. So the ones left behind are the old man, his wife, and the kid and the dog. I have a feeling none of them will survive. Man, I don't want the kid or the dog to die though. 6:13 a.m. So not that long since they left. There's a metal in PGR which is light and strong. Okay. So they found it, what's it called? The metal that's in Wakanda? What was the metal in Wakanda called? They found that metal? Shortly after the main troop has evacuated, the ground quakes and reverberates due to some sort of explosion. After the deafening noise fades away, the world goes quiet for another half a minute before the footsteps of a horde of federal creatures comes from somewhere nearby. They do not seem to notice the people hiding in the basement. Instead, they go straight across the conservation area and head for where the explosion took place. The footsteps continue for more than half an hour. Then, a few more loud bangs come from the distance. I can go the distance. Trapped in the basement, the elders and the boy have no way of knowing what's going on out there. But they notice the central purification filter has started glowing red after the footsteps of those hetero creatures disappeared. No one can tell what the red indicators meant, they only know something has stopped working. Then the malfunctioning central purification system starts sending in thick mists of the punishing virus instead of breathable air. It's no longer safe to hide underground, huh? The old woman helps Kali return to the surface, but then returns to where they were half an hour later. All I saw out there was the red tide. They're like mud scattered everywhere on the surface. Some were even buried in pits. She points at her leg. The part of her body below the ankles covered in red tide has started to fester. I don't want to see them die. I don't want them to, what's it called? To write out descriptions of their deaths. They're made of tantalum copolymer. Which is why they need to see if they need to like test first whether or not the people have the tantalum thingy, whether or not they're compatible with tantalum first before they can become a construct, I guess. The pits are even deeper further out. We're trapped here. Distressed, she sighs and sits on a stretcher. She cannot move her attention away from Kali. Old man, try to rest. Ouch. I know, I'm hurting too. I stepped into red tide just to find you a path forward. My legs are festering now. I'm afraid my time is coming soon. Rest now. When you wake up, the pain will have gone away. Trembling, Kali nods and lies on the empty stretcher. 11 a.m. Oh, it's been 5 hours. Yeah, it's been 5 hours after the main troop evacuated. Judging by how fast they traveled last time, they have to be well on their way back. At the thought of this, Stanley smiles. He raises his hand to rub Match's head in an attempt to keep hunger at bay by feeling its soft touch. The old woman sitting not far away lifts up her pants and reveals a pair of legs that have been completely corroded by the punishing virus. Before Liv leaves, she leaves behind 2 serums and a can from their scarce resources. The 3 struggle to decide how to distribute these supplies, and eventually give the can to Stanley and let the old couple have the serums. But Stanley doesn't open the can immediately. He plans to save this precious supply until the very last. Now that the supplies have been distributed, the boy leaves the 2 elders and goes into the room next door for some sleep. As Callie falls asleep, the old woman still has her eyes wide open, seeming to be reminiscing something. 4 p.m. Oh, it's been 10 hours after the main troop evacuated. Even dressed in the protective suit, Stanley can still feel the open wounds on her legs festering very quickly. I think they mean the old woman. He doesn't know where to find a device to assess the concentration of the punishing virus, but judging by the purulence coming out of his wounds, he can roughly come up with an estimate. How much longer will they take? Judging by their speed last time, they should have returned here by now, but so far, they've heard nothing. Perhaps they're traveling slower this time because there are more people. Stanley tries to calm himself. The people in City 044. Before they left on foot, Stanley heard Liv mention the CPF of City 044 also malfunctioned. But he believes Liv and Grey Raven will repair the central purification filter, and he also believes what she said, that by planning a safety route, they can stay away from the red tide. But he's not sure whether he can find such a safety route himself. Is the punishing virus in City 044 as dense as it is here? He keeps thinking about these 2 questions, but so far he can only find a negative answer to them both. They'll come back in 20 minutes to 1 hour. Okay, alright. I guess you're gonna let me go through this pain on my own then. Her legs ache as time goes by. He has to rip and pull at the sheet and pillow to distract himself from the pain. Worried, Matches keeps licking Stanley's hand, which keeps a firm grip on the pillow. This would have brought Stanley peace of mind, but the same trick does not work so well this time. Nevertheless, he tries his best to raise his trembling hand and take Matches into his arms. I'm glad you're okay. How I wish humans were just like animals. You carry the punishing virus, but you're not affected by it. That's good. At least the doggo's okay. It's okay. I'm sure I'll get better. Liv said so herself. She'll return. Oof. Tears stream down Stanley's face and drop on Matches' head, but the tears stop rolling down from there. Instead, the dog's fur sucks the tears dry, as if the dog stops the pain. I will get better. He struggles to put a smile on his face, and takes out the pen and paper the other boy gave him. If I could realize my wishes, I want to leave this place and find freedom. Knowing it will end up in vain, he dares to dream all the same. In the corner of the paper that makes wishes come true, he draws a pair of simple wings. Take me... he's gonna die! He's dying! Take me to the sky, across and beyond the red tide. Like a drowning person holding on to his life-saving straw, he thickens the lines of that pair of wings. Together with my Matches, away from this place, to somewhere we belong. However, tormented by hunger, agony, and the punishing virus, he struggles to see the wings clearly, no matter how hard he thickens those lines. In a trance, Stanley notices a series of crimson pearls drop on the pair of wings and blossom like a flower of despair. It's blood. 9 p.m. It's been a whole day! After nightfall, the surface, now painted in red, is as dark and silent as the basement. After 15 hours of waiting, there's still no news bringing hope from outside the gate of the conservation area. Callie, awake several hours later in a daze, he approaches his partner and taps on her shoulder, but realizes she's as cold as ice. Lena. Finally we get her name, and she's gone. He struggles to pronounce her name, but this ice-cold body will no longer respond to his call. Time is always one step ahead. He couldn't even say goodbye before she went gently into that good night. In the dim light, the old man caresses her wrinkled skin and the festering wounds, as if he's combing back through his memories and trying to recall the Lena he remembers. They spent a long time together. Illness and aging took away many of his memories, but the remaining ones are all whispering the same name. Lena, Lena. With tears in his eyes, he looks at the woman named Lena and holds her cold hands with his rough ones before leaning against her. Yeah, 07 in the chat. Wait for me, we'll go back home together. Hunger, cancer, infection, aging. With these as his tickets to heaven, he will surely follow his wife's footsteps very soon. Why they gotta describe these people dying for a whole node? It's been a day. The cozy breeze travels across this land ravaged by disasters as the light of dawn shines. But this beautiful view does not bode well for the boy who suffers from his festering wounds. The only thing keeping the pain at bay for him is the night when he is asleep. It's been 24 hours since the main troop evacuated. The hopeless people waiting in this basement still receive no news from the outside world. What could have happened to them? Or have they decided to abandon us? For the next few hours, he tries to fall asleep again many times. Time and time again, he's awakened by pain or hunger. Maybe you can open the can now? He struggles to get out of bed, but realizes he's too weak to do so. Many people left with them. It would be bad if anything happened to them. But I think I'm okay with that. After all, I never enjoyed living. For maximum depression. Well, it's working. Do you even realize what you just said? In a trance, he recalls what Liv once asked him, but the memory is soaked in a sea of nothingness and hard to recollect. The doggo, they just kept the doggo sprite sad this whole time. This whole time! He only remembers that before this everlasting desperate night arrived, he thought he was not afraid of illness or death because of the pain he suffered. What did I say? Struggling to recollect the fragmented pieces of his memory, the boy curbs his body, fighting hard to resist the insurmountable pain. The festering wounds torment both his body and soul. If life is so painful, he might as well embrace death. What if he could break free from the suffering and live somewhere peacefully without pain? No, that's impossible. He tries to convince himself, but deep down he still wants to give it a try. Yeah, don't give up, kid. Liv will come back. Believe in my grey ravens. Oof. When all hope is lost, Stanley hears a sound coming from the gate of this basement. It seems someone is approaching. They're back. Please let it be them, and not a hetero creature or a corrupted. Please don't be corrupted. After hours of waiting, this glimpse of hope is like the injection of adrenaline. giving him enough power to fight off the physical pain and fatigue, and struggle to stand up. Excited and happy, he staggers to find the old couple sleeping next door. Callie, they're back. Callie? Stanley notices the old couple not moving. Confused, he takes 2 steps forward and tries to tap on his shoulder, but realizes his face is pale white. He tries to resuscitate them just like how an adult would do, but realizes their bodies have long grown cold and stiff. He slightly lifts up their clothes and sees their skin have turned into the festering red tide, just like the wounds on his body. Matches even there. It's okay, even if we're the only ones left, we'll make it out of this place. His clothes are stuck to his sticky, coagulated purulence and body and blood. The slightest pull at the clothes brings him indescribable pain. Hello, welcome back to the depression. But to find hope that lies beyond the sealed gate, he holds his cane firmly and heads for the outside world. Please let it be one of the Grey Ravens. The deep, loud noise, the sealed gate opens. The morning breeze carries a stench that floods the basement, heralding how he will find no salvation in the outside world. Ah! What was the sound that he heard, and where did it come from? Was it the wind and ruins making the noises, or was his mind playing tricks on him? Gonna go eat. Yeah, go eat, go eat. You too, Jar. This feels like it's gonna be very, very depressing. I don't want to ruin your mood for the rest of the day. Where are you? Mustering all his strength, he cries. The shout echoes through the wasteland of this conservation area. Eventually, only Win answers his call. It must still be near, right? The others are not back yet, but it just might be a scavenger who accidentally trespassed this area. Yeah, that's why. The boy does not want to give up hope. He takes a step forward and leaves the people sleeping forever in that basement as he starts climbing and searching. 10 a.m. already? He leaves the basement and searches the entire conservation area, but even now that he's reached the top of this building, there's not a single soul in sight. It's been 28 hours since the main troop left. I mean, yeah, there's probably not much resources left for him to, scavenge for. But maybe you should go back to the basement, kid. Maybe Liv is already waiting there. No one's coming back. You don't know that. You should believe in my Grey Ravens. Everyone is dead. Having lost all hope, he lies prone on the top of the building and looks down at its central courtyard below. He wants to cry, but there are no tears left to be shed. Why do you think you play this game? To ruin your day? Take me away from this place, please. To search in this building that isn't very spacious, he spent 4 hours moving around with every step he takes. The wounds pain him. He has run out of stamina. There's no way he can return the way he came. For more than a month, he and Matches have never had a proper meal. It's not just him. Even Matches has run out of strength and lies flat on the floor. To most scavengers, 28 hours is nothing, but time that passes in the twinkling of an eye. It was like that to Stanley once. But having been tormented by a month of hunger and illness, 24 hours of suffering and 4 hours of seeking are enough to nearly kill him. The boy is on the verge of death. Silent, he looks at the can in his hand. This is his hope. Yeah, just eat it, kid. Just eat that. You don't gotta wait for a special occasion. Will things start getting better if Mattis and I eat this now? The answer to that is no. No, you should eat it. You should eat it! Gain some strength, so you can at least get down from the building. A half-full can will not bring back strength or heal wounds. The fact will not change. He's trapped on the top of a building in the conservation area, and there is no way he can walk all the way back. Before long, he'll be affected by the punishing virus. His body will fester, and he will meet his end here. To him, eating is pointless now. He might as well save it for another creature that needs it more. The boy has made up his mind. He opens the can and places it in front of Matches. Come, you can have it. Watching as Matches chows down on the food, he finds a smile on his face. Why am I still smiling? He thinks to himself. Is it because the situation has improved? Of course not. The boy is smiling because he sees Matches happy. I don't want Matches to be sad again. Look, they just made the sprite's ears go up again. I don't want it to go down again. I don't want the doggo to lose his boy. That alone brings peace to his mind. Sorry, I couldn't find any supplies to feed you sooner. He looks up to the sky through that pair of wings he drew on the paper. Some memories previously blurred to him are becoming clearer. I need Matches by my side. He's the only thing keeping me going. I ever run out of supplies, I'll abandon myself, not Matches. I remember now. I remember what I told Liv. Putting the paper back into his pocket, he grasped the delusional fantasy. Matches, I'm happy I still have a can left for you. So, he has no regrets. In his mind, the boy nearing his death grows a pair of... No, he's gonna jump! Do a flip. No, I don't. Don't do a flip. No, I'm leaving this place to soar in the sky. No. Matches can't stop him. Matches is also really weak right now. Sorry, I cannot take you with me. Will you hate me for that? No, they made the sprite sad again! If you don't answer me, I'll take that as a no. Forgive me. I'm sorry. He struggles to stand up and slowly moves closer to the edge of the building. Do you think they're ever coming back? I hope they do, but at the same time, I fear they might run into the red tide that surrounds this conservation area. With his every movement, those festering wounds being pulled and torn bring insufferable pain, but he doesn't stop. No, stop! If they do return and realize there's no one left here, will they be sad? No, Mattis is already sad. Don't make the doggo sad. I guess I won't live long enough to find out. No! Live! Grey Ravens! Someone, come here! Stop this child! He shakes his head to shake off the meaningless thoughts, but still he decides to leave a message on the back of that paper. Ever seen the anime My Happy Marriage? Pretty good. I think you mentioned it before, right? But yeah, I haven't really watched any new anime for a while. So I've just, the most anime I've been watching is just like re-watching stuff that I watched before and like. So yeah, maybe I'll try something new afterwards. Maybe watching that will cure me of this sudden bout of depression that I just suddenly feel out of the blue because of nowhere and nothing. I see you've reached depression. Hi Wesley, you've got great timing. Welcome back. Listen, Mike, Wesley, there, if you guys need to take a break, to not continue with the depression train, it's fine. You can leave the stream and I guess come back in half an hour. I'll probably be done with the depression by then, maybe. I don't know if I'm writing it right. If only I had more time to learn. With this little regret, he puts this paper scribbled with a barely intelligible message into the cleanest pocket of his shirt. I'm leaving now, Matches. Aw. Stay strong and live. Even if you have to eat my body to survive, do it. I think cats do that. Not sure about dogs, though. But cats. This is all I can do for you. Woof woof. He spreads the wings in his mind, and like a bird longing for freedom, he embraces the sky and looks up to chase the sunlight. You get used to it. I don't want to be used to this. I'm sorry, see you in the next life. The boy jumps off the building. No. Do a flip. No. Are we... Hold on. Yeah, that's him. Oh, that's Matches. No, Matches is also here. But as expected, a pair of spiritual wings cannot take flight. The boy quickly falls to the ground and hits a pile of empty boxes. If it was in a scripted story, his pain would have stopped right then and there, but reality doesn't have such mercy on him. Why do you gotta describe his pain like this, huh? The pieces of scraps in those boxes have delayed his death. Grim Reaper didn't come to collect his soul and take away his pain as quickly as he thought. Just another day in PGR. Happy birthday to Lee. Oh, happy birthday, Lee. He tries to move his body, but he's no longer in control. Old 7. All he can do is wait and see how things unfold. The first thing he notices is the sound of flowing liquid. Unlike the sound of raindrops falling on the ground or water streaming out of a tube, this is more like when you break a bottle and the milk inside starts leaking out. Though there isn't much difference, he can still tell the liquid is thicker than water. It's most likely his blood. Later on, numbness and pain will start seeping through his limbs and eating away his consciousness. When the feeling of pain fills his limbs, Stanley finally realizes he no longer has enough strength to shout. Death has never been just a number or name on a list of victims. It's a body that carries the weight of both the past and the future. Experiencing unimaginable pain as the mind gets ground to dust. God damn it. God damn it! The agony of fractured limbs becomes almost eternal. Each drop of blood takes years to fall to the ground. It hurts. No! Don't give him final words like that! You should look down before you jump, Stanley. You shouldn't have jumped, Stanley. His voice is muffled by the blood as it turns into bubbling noises. His heart is ravaged by pain. Had he known this would be so tormenting, would he still choose to take his own life this way? Death has never been easy. It's not a simpler way out. Do I regret this? Before this day, he'd witnessed many people's death. Many refugees would tell themselves the worst that can happen is death. He remembers when he passed by the conservation area. A conservation worker wearing glasses mentioned a term, sustained suicide fantasy. Oh, never heard of that before. Apothecary Diaries. Yeah, I've watched that. I haven't watched the second season though, but I did like the first season. Maybe I'll watch the second season after this whole depressing episode. He said the thought might look pessimistic and negative, but it could help people find a way out, and in that process also find a little bit of courage to carry on. Except that it isn't really a way out. Once you step into it, things become a downward spiral. The boy is being tormented by extreme pain that continues to attack his mind and soul. His throat cannot shout. Whew, and my throat almost made me sneeze. His throat cannot shout, so instead his heart bleeds and wails and screams for him. As it happens, a question to himself becomes clearer. Will death really free me? No. An old man once told him that freedom was the ability to run free even when you were burdened with shackles. If a man gives up his life to chase freedom, he is but a slave of his desire, forced to give up on himself. Every inch of his body is in pain and protesting his foolish decision. The agony is pulling at his mind, begging him to stand up and save himself. There's this anime with the pink-haired girl to start dating the guy in the first episode. It's a funny one. You like it? I don't know what anime it is, because there's a lot of anime with pink-haired girls, but not a lot where the pink-haired girl dates the guy on the first episode. So did all this happen because he made a wrong choice? No. He struggles and utters the same answer he'd given to so many questions. From the very beginning, he thought about the possibility the main troop might not return. But even so, Stanley doesn't regret giving another person a chance to evacuate. My regret is that, since he was born, he suffered much pain and failed many people. All of it makes an idea very clear. If he had a choice, he didn't wish to be born into this world. This regret planted a seed in his mind that has been growing ever since, which is why he's always put others before himself. Polar opposite something? Oh. So it's very new, very recent. Okay. Thank you for giving me some stuff to look forward to after this depressing train. This train into depression-topia. But no matter how much he regrets his life, he cannot deny his existence. So this child who resents and despises life so much, knowing death isn't a way out and that there is a heavy price to pay, has no choice but to face his tragic ending all the same. Yes, this is tragic! Then why is it still going? People who have not experienced love will spend their lives looking for substitutes. This child, abandoned time and time again, has always wanted to prove somehow that he doesn't always have to be left behind. Now that he has felt the pain and loneliness of pain, he finally understands the value of life, and he's more certain than ever that he has no regrets. Okay, I almost sneezed again. This is all I ever wished for. Suffering the pain that is tearing him apart, the boy finds his answer and starts praying. And when all the blood has escaped, the boy becomes frozen in time. Though it was only a brief moment, Stanley felt it strongly. His soul went through the ground and learned how to fly. And he's gone. Oh. So what happens to the doggo? Live, find him! Live! I know you were trying your best to get to him sooner. No. You don't deserve to find him like this. Or... hydrate, everyone. Especially if you cried. Hydrate. 2:07 p.m. It's been 32 hours since she left the conservation area of City 043. The girl finally makes it back to this place, her leg fractured and broken. Liv wants to speak, but her words are lost before they can reach her trembling lips. Her leg is in pain, but compared to that, what she feels in her chest is even worse. It's like something got stuck there and is pulling at her pain nerves. This is when I hate it. No matter how many times she checks, the result is the same. The boy in front of her has grown cold and lifeless. The sunlight at noon is warm. A gentle breeze echoes through the central courtyard, and the empty halls like a playful child. The exit to freedom is so close yet so far to reach for those trapped here. The sorrow and sadness she tried so hard to bury inside her heart over these past few days are too much to bear. Sorrow and sadness is also the name of a Naruto song. She can no longer hold it in. Her mind crumbles, letting out all her most emotional feelings. She hates her sir. No! Liv, this isn't your fault! No, Liv. Does someone die? What, and you and I are polar opposites? I wouldn't know. As the people who watched it. Because if someone does die in that anime, then maybe I'll hold off on watching it. The skinny border collie circles around his dead master, licking the blood that has run dry and turned black, but the wounds will never heal again. It turns around and touches Liv's hand with its nose, telling her to use her bandage. The girl dressed in a white suit looks down at the item in her hand. It's a gift that comes from her perilous journey over the past 31 hours. Back then, there was still hope. This is the first time they've done a split screen like this. Making it through countless collapsed buildings, lying in rubble while surrounded by the corrupted and hetero creatures, 2 overloaded ambulances drove for 13 hours before they reached the conservation area of City 046. Just as Lucia predicted, the armed scavengers living in this place are not at all friendly. After some exchanges using violent forces and firepower, their leader finally agreed to have a friendly conversation with the constructs. Get out of here. Constructs are not welcome here. This conservation area is our promised land. We kept our side of the bargain and rebuilt it, but Babylonia took the liberty and gave it to someone else. Now that we have finally reclaimed what is rightfully ours, you filthy dogs still refuse to let us be. The anime is pure comedy and romance. Now you don't have any more hiddens in the chapter. Yeah, I think Rojak told me that the last chapter 16 was the last hidden. Limpidity interlude can be considered a hidden to this. Okay, so after this we'll watch Limpidity interlude. Hopefully it's less depressing than this! No, we just wanted to find shelter for the wounded people in these cars. I'm sick and tired of their excuses. They told us last time they had to prioritize those in need due to limited resources, and guess what happened? We were driven away and forced to rebuild another place. No, that's not what we want. We're indeed under attack by a barrage of hetero creatures. We'll never take advantage of your space. Please listen to us and give us a chance. Lady, we have other priorities right now. Genevieve has a hidden? Oh. Liv tries to explain the many benefits if everyone helps each other, but the scavengers won't listen to reason. Lady, we've got other problems right now, and you cannot be one of them. Basically an anime about chuds. Okay. Is chud supposed to be the opposite of Chad? I don't know, man. I can't keep up with your Gen Z slang. With your Gen Alpha slang. In the end, what makes them compromise is the hetero creature disaster that took place in City 043. In exchange, all the constructs but the Grey Ravens must remain here to stand guard and protect City 046 from the potential threat of more hetero creatures. Since the threat is real, I will insist no longer. I hope we can survive together, but when things get out of hand, we'll have to save our own skin first. Bring your casualties inside, and don't forget your promises. Rest assured, I never go back on my words. After helping the casualties and refugees settle down and handing over their duties in the conservation area of City 046 to the other guards, Grey Raven returns once again to City 043. It's too late though. It's too late. After the problems are resolved, Grey Raven returns once again to City 043. Man. I knew my Grey Ravens wouldn't give up, but... There's more messed up things later. This is only one of the more depressing chapters. It's not the most depressing, huh? Bacon and grits mixed with pancakes. Go eat then. Go eat, Mike. I feel like this is kinda depressing. So, might as well go have your bacon and grits. Genevieve chapter has a hidden. There's a special occasion. Okay. Not powers. Papers. After after the problems are resolved. Okay. But what awaits them isn't the flat wasteland they used to see in the outskirt area of City 043. Instead, they see despair in crimson color. This time, the red tide isn't as overwhelming as the one they encountered in City 075, but it is more than enough to submerge the outskirts of City 043. Thankfully, the conservation area is located on high ground and safe from the threat for now. Commandant's in a coma right now. Yeah, Commandant is useless, which is why I suggested we leave the Commandant behind. We don't have enough protective measures. We must proceed with caution. Seen a couple of depressing movies in your day. This ain't nothing. Yeah, usually, when you watch something depressing, it's definitely worse at the moment, the first time you're experiencing it. But then you look back on it and you think, wow, it's not that bad. And then you see another depressing thing and you're like, yeah, this new one is worse. It's okay, I know an underground tunnel. It was a metro system that abandoned halfway through its development. Many corrupted workers still remain there. This can be dangerous and we'll have to take a detour, but it's absolutely doable, and we'll make it there in time. They tried. All my elves, my ravens, they tried. If nothing went wrong, they would have safely made it through the red tide and back to the conservation area in 3 hours. But there is no would have. Without the Commandant's access, they have no way of knowing in which city the twins are. And when they appear within the detecting range of Liv's sensors, Grey Raven realizes the incarnation of despair and catastrophe has already made it across City 042 and arrived at this very place. Oh, they ran into the twins. Hello. We still don't have names for you, huh? They want to cross the red tide. Are they approaching they're approaching the conservation area. Kali, Lena, Stanley, and Matches are still there in the conservation area. Aw, she remembers Matches. We have to stop them. We cannot directly make it through the red tide, but if we take a detour, we'll be too late. Let's draw their attention. That's the only way to stop them from getting inside the conservation area. Alright. And that's why Liv is the only one there right now. Ah, Lucia and Lee, they're being bait. Standing right next to the red tide, Lee shoots at the twins from 3.8 kilometers away several times, but the distance proves to be a problem as those shots fail to land on their targets. If only Snipe or Wanchi were here. Who's Snipe? I know Wanchi, but who's Snipe? Wait a minute, I think they're turning around and heading for us. Have we been spotted? They're indeed approaching us. Perhaps they heard our voices. Another possibility is those creatures have learned, or should I say, stolen the movement detecting technologies from a certain construct. In any case, we've managed to draw our target's attention. Let's split up and retreat. We must not engage them in a fight. They've split up. That's why. Alright. You go that way, Liv. I'll carry you. The three of them immediately jump off the car and run off in different directions, under the cover of the night. The twins seem to have noticed this trick and stopped for a few seconds to rethink their next move. Then they imitate Grey Raven's tactic. The male twin turns to chase Lee as the female twin follows closely behind Liv and Lucia. Oh, look at that. They just want to play tags. They want to play tag, the twins. The pursuit continues for hours. They hunt Grey Raven with such ease that it's more like they're playing with their prey. They are playing tag, damn. Can shake them off. I don't think they're even going at full speed. What must we do to escape? Lee, what's your status? Same as yours. Still on my tail. Though they managed to distract the twins from the conservation area, they're also trapping themselves in a tricky situation at the same time. Just when the three of them are exhausted, desperate, and about to give up, they receive a call from the Babylonia HQ. Oh, Babylonia! Seizing their one chance to shake off the twins, the members of Grey Raven agree to participate in the first testing program of the Omega prototype. Starting from there, they're caught in a fierce fight where bullets fly and blades clash. The three of them suffer different levels of injuries. Liv's leg, previously bandaged and supported by a splint, fractures completely. She can barely move without Lucia helping her. And when they finally return, it's all too late. The three of them split up to search for survivors in City 043, but Vanessa and Bambinata are nowhere to be found. Nah, they're okay. I already know at this point, they're fine. They got out somehow. Tired and wounded, Liv trudges back to the conservation area, only to find the three people who stayed behind have passed away. All the deaths that Liv witnessed before didn't make her indifferent or cold-hearted. She regrets her inability to save lives. If only I had the ability to change all this, Or had I been able to save them, to take them with us, I would have been able to save them. Kali, Lena, Stanley, Vanessa, Bambinata, all of them. The good times, our guru decided that a 1v2 boss fight can go into Matrix mode would be a good idea. But there's no would have. Yeah, why can't someone have just, stuck to the roof of the cars? It didn't necessarily have to be those three, not the old people and the child or dog. But, someone in better shape could have just stayed on the car. Maybe have and maybe have Lucia or Lee stay outside on the roof, just to check and make sure that everything's safe, maybe. Meanwhile, the researchers and decision makers of Babylonia are waiting anxiously, dying to know if their hope has borne any fruits. The mission is complete. Glad we made it. Seems Grey Raven has enough strength to handle the twins. Now, if they had enough strength, they wouldn't be driven into the corner. He sighs. Now, that is rare. Had we given Grey Raven more time to prepare, they would have done better, and the results would have also been better. There is no would have. Devastated by the disaster and hunted by our enemies, neither the victims nor our Grey Raven had time to react. Those maniacs wouldn't wait either. Show me the records. Nicola takes the terminal from Celica. Together, the two of them look at its data, their eyebrows furrowed. So, did it work? Did it not work? I'm guessing the twins are still around. On the bright side, Matches is alive. Yeah, the doggo is alive. And the doggo misses his boyo. In the footage, Grey Raven barely manages to complete the rescue mission at the crash site and throw the Omega prototype at the male twin. They just threw it at him? Like, yeet! Coming into contact with the cube, his skin started to fester, melt, and peel off. Like a human, he wailed and watched as the skin fell to the ground. That's all the damage we can do? What, that wasn't enough? But it seems his punishing virus was absorbed. Recycle the weapon. We'll do another test round on the female twin. Okay. After an ugly fight, they finally landed the Omega prototype on the female twin as well. The same festering process occurred, this time eating away her hands and chest. Not the boobs. It's not as hot where you are now, so doing pretty well. Not melting like before. Congratulations. Actually, today wasn't that hot for me either. I think it's because it rained yesterday night, during the stream. So, like, the morning was nice and cool. The afternoon was kind of okay. Evening, it's okay. It's fine. It's definitely better than it has been. You want it to be really cold soon so you can cover up, watch a movie or anime. Yeah, Full Metal Alchemist is great. It's good, really. The first Full Metal Alchemist anime, while not as good as Brotherhood, is still good. It's still, a solid anime. And definitely shorter than Brotherhood. But, if you want the legit story, then yeah, watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Either way, can't go wrong with both of them. I really liked both of them. Not only that, the festering wounds caused by this weapon didn't heal shortly afterward. We have the data we need. The two tests show pretty much the same result. Our mission is done. Fall back. She turns around only to find Liv's leg is broken. Liv, we gotta get out of here. She grabs Liv by her hand and uses the thruster to take flight, quickly pulling away from those two extremely dangerous threats. The twins learn and adapt very fast, but they're not smart enough to see through the tricks of our Omega weapon yet. Yeah, yet. Recorded data shows the twins watched as Liv and the others left. They were looking at each other's wounds and making twisted, horrifying sounds. Don't worry about me. I'm not leaving you here. And who are they imitating this time? After the two went out of sight, the twins finally started to observe the Omega prototype dropped on the ground. Oh, you didn't take it back? I mean, yeah, if you dropped it near the twins, you wouldn't want to get too close to them, I guess. Thought they were the same? Not really. They're same up to a certain point, but then after that, the endings are different. Because the first Full Metal Alchemist anime was released while the manga was still ongoing, and like they ran out of content from the manga, so they just made up their own plot and storyline and ending after that. But Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was created after the manga ended, so after they had the complete story. That's basically why they remade the anime with Brotherhood. They wanted to animate the actual story and not the made up one. But I think the made up one was also still really good. After the two went out of sight, the twins finally started to observe the Omega prototype. Okay. They no longer made physical contact. Instead, they found tools from their surroundings and used them to touch the cube in front of them. No, they're learning. The Homo sapiens have found out how to use tools. Before long, this Omega prototype Hasen once called Hope stopped functioning because it was both overloaded and ravaged by stones. The records stop here. Are they still following Grey Raven? No, Asimov believes they're now wary of the Omega prototype, which is why they've also given up on pursuing Grey Raven. But I don't think they... No, it's nothing. No, Celica, speak your mind. You're the only one Hasen listens to. He was right. This experiment did help Grey Raven get out of that dangerous situation. What happened to our team that helped deliver the Omega prototype? Grey Raven tried to save them. 4 survived and 6 died. You sent 10 people? And they only managed to retrieve 1 supply box. With these ugly numbers, the two know this isn't a fair deal. They sacrificed more than what they could rescue. But they didn't send down this Omega prototype, just to rescue people. Sacrifices are inevitable. Had we faltered, we would have suffered heavier losses. Have we delivered the data and records to Asimov? Yes, he confirmed it. I wonder if Asimov has, like, a title, like doctor or professor. I think he deserves to have a doctor title, Dr. Asimov. Our Omega prototype does have the power to absorb the punishing virus and actually hurt the twins. Hasen feels relieved. Yeah, that's a bit of good news, I guess. Oh, matches. This when Liv is about to fall down deeper into a vortex of regrets. A loud barking sound interrupts her thoughts. Matches. Upon hearing his name, the border collie sits next to Liv like a good boy. He's a good boy. You're the only one left. Did she take him with her? The people are biased. They don't like Matches. Perhaps she should let him go free for his own good. But he might not live safely out there. The enemies wandering the outside world might attack Matches, including those humans. Liv doesn't know what to do, but then she notices something white in the boy's breast pocket. What's this? Her trembling hand takes out a note stained with blood from that breast pocket. She opens the note and sees a pair of wings. The lines are thick as if they were going to penetrate this paper. Her fingers move along the pencil lines and flip the paper over, and she finds the scribbled message left by the boy. I'm worried about Matches. If by the time we return, Matches is still here, please take him with you. I don't regret leaving that vehicle. I wanted to help him. If you see me like this, please don't be sad. The fact that you've kept your promise and returned this makes me happy. Thank you. I'm afraid I must go now. The little wings. Third, giving. Wait, what was the first? Second, freedom. Third, giving. Doesn't really say what the first is. Oh, first, joy and sorrow. More depression. Alright, I'm gonna hydrate. Just a sec. Okay. Liv properly buries Lindsay, Callie, Lena, and Stanley. Then she takes Matches and leaves Conservation Area 043. Along the journey, she remains silent. The voices of self-doubt overwhelm her mind. It isn't until she meets up with her companions that she finally picks herself up. Upon returning to Conservation Area 046, Liv gives the blood-stained note back to its owner. The boy has found his brother among the armed refugees. Holding the note in his arms, he starts crying. That's right, you better take care of Matches now. But just as she expected, the people are hostile against the border collie. They want Liv to take him outside. Will I truly be able to change all this? Whether it's Matches and Stanley, or the other memories buried deeper in her mind, the lives she couldn't save are like the sand in an hourglass, falling down to the bottom as every second passes. Even when she does catch a grain of sand, it will eventually meet the same tragic fate, just like Matches. Just like how Stanley didn't want Fantine to have a child. No one can change this world. Even survival is just extending the pain. I couldn't even help Commandant. No, don't blame yourself for Commandant being turned into a donut. That's not your fault. At the thought of the unconscious Commandant, Liv starts to get overwhelmed by grief and despair. If her commandant never wakes up, that means the mistake they made in the Puglia Forest Park ruins has cost the commandant's life. Sorry. No, don't cry! I'm sorry. Oh. But her apology and guilt can no longer reach that human. If the commandant did wake up, what would the commandant have told her? A long, long time ago, she too apologized for her inability. Back then, her commandant said something to her. It is meaningful. Even the smallest change and help can make a difference, although they may not seem so for the time being. It's only meaningless if you give up. On recalling this familiar voice, Liv feels much more at ease and calm. I must not give up yet. I have to push just a little further. She nods to herself, trying to recollect the strength to fight and help. But before Liv can shake off the negative thoughts, she hears a commotion from outside. No! It's Johnny and the others, The armed refugees hold a blood-stained cloth in his hand, struggling to catch his breath. Tate died before he could finish his sentence. I don't even know what they are. Liv? Lucia wants to remind Liv, but realizes that she's already started the search. This is bad. There are only a few targets in the search area, and they're all severely infected by punishing virus. So they're all corrupted? They might not be within the search range. Perhaps they... The worst-case scenario comes to her mind, but she doesn't want to say it out loud. When did they leave? About 10 hours ago, shortly after you left. They took Fantine and drove your car to go outside. Why did they bring Fantine along? She said she had been pregnant for 39 weeks and had to find supplies to get prepared for the delivery. I tried to stop her, but she said the others didn't know what supplies she needed, so she had to be there herself. It's been 10 hours. I wonder if we can find them, even if we split up the search. There's no need to waste your strength. They brought a pregnant woman with them. Date said something happened to Johnny and died in front of him. The only person who's still MIA instead of KIA is that woman. But we should go, Liv. Matches! Matches, you wanna come along? Woof woof. Don't let the doggo die on this mission. Yes, take the dog with you too. He would have just wasted our food anyway if we didn't turn him into food first. Don't be sad, Liv. Vera told me border collies are very clever. Of course Vera would know more about dogs. He just might help us find our target. She knows Liv is still blaming herself for what happened. Before Liv gets overwhelmed by grief again, Lucia quickly brings her attention back to the task at hand. Do you know where we can find Fantine's luggage? I want to let Matches sniff it and remember her smell. Yes, I'll bring it here right away. Let's wind the time back to 10 hours ago. Oh my god, I can't read anymore? Grey Raven hasn't returned to Conservation Area 046 to search for supplies and get prepared for her delivery. Fantine gives a heads up to the construct stationed in this conservation area and leaves with Johnny and the others. I swear to God, Fantine, if you survive this and actually give birth, you better name that child Stanley, even if it's a girl. You can name her Stanlette. Protected by her companions, she manages to collect all the required supplies earlier than she expects. Being pregnant, she cannot move around too much, so she sits on the bench in the mall square, waiting. Looking at the setting sun, she rubs her hand against the blanket she just found and checks the supplies she will need when she delivers her child. Hold on. It's a little too loud on my end suddenly. Okay, I've lowered the volume on my end, but it shouldn't affect you guys, probably. Yeah, everything's here. She looks up into the distance and thinks about the future of her child as she waits for her companions to return. I don't know if it's a good idea to bring you into this world. She thinks about the harsh, cruel world and ponders the question. If only you could answer that question for me, my child, that'd be nice. Before meeting Stanley, someone had asked her the same question. Back then, she didn't hesitate to give a positive answer. Fantine grew up in an environment where she was constantly hungry and on the run. Even so, she considered herself a happy, lucky girl. She was loved by her family and her husband, and she wanted to share that feeling with her child. The two of them had planned out a future for their baby and worked very hard to make it happen. She remembers how she and her husband were crying tears of joy when they heard the news that they could stay in the conservation area. But everything came crumbling down after that disaster in the Puglia Forest Park ruins. Those who once loved her so much are now nothing but memories of the past. If things get worse, she won't be able to protect herself, let alone her child. It's really a good idea to bring our child into this world. No, probably isn't. She's lost count of how many times she ponders this question after that conversation with Stanley. Everyone is gone, and there's no home for me to go back to. If I lose this child as well, Tears start rolling in her eyes as Fantine thinks about the possibility that she has to live her life alone. Love goes both ways. She wants to love her child and be loved back. Like, I'm doing this for my own good. It's a selfish act to bring a new life into this cruel world just to not feel lonely and feel loved. That is not fair for this child. But how can we know for sure that this child will hate this world? Short and eventful as it is, her 27 years of life are beautiful thanks to her loved ones, and especially her parents. No one knows what the future holds. So, who should make this decision? As Fantine is thinking, a somewhat familiar voice comes from the corner of the alley. Run, now! She looks towards where the raspy voice comes from and sees a staggering heterosapien. Fantine, run, now! Ah! What is a heterosapien doing here? And why does it speak like human? But Fantine has no time to think. Fortunately, its sound has caught Fantine's attention, and she runs away before it's too late. Help! She's read a lot of books and knows that running at 39 weeks of pregnancy could lead to early labor. She's not ready for seeing the baby yet, but at that moment she has no choice but to run as fast as she can while holding her belly. God, please give me a little bit more time. Baby, you better stay in there! Her pain gradually increases. Fantine sprints with all her might towards the familiar street ahead. Woof, 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 woof. Where's Vera? Why are you barking but there's no Vera on the screen? How dare you? The heterosapien we defeated just now had the same sound as Johnny. We're too late. No news from Fantine yet. Let's keep searching. Okay. How long was she running, and how long did she pass out? 10 hours or more? Fantine has no idea. All she knows is that the moon has risen. The moon! And the sun has set, concealing the blood stains on the road. The child in her arms, who should have been born in a clean room, slipped into this world unprepared and landed in the mud. Ah, hello there, little one. It's a girl. You better name her Stanlet, then. Warm blood keeps flowing out from her body, and she feels colder and colder from the loss of blood. She doesn't have to know what's going on exactly, she can tell. There's no time to lose. Fantine trembles as she picks up the baby covered in blood and swaddles her in a soft blanket. Sorry, we have no choice. She struggles to reach out her hands to the most vulnerable part of the baby. Vulnerable part of the baby. Why did I read that as vulgar? Hello? The baby's neck is... No! Not the neck! Strangle it, and this little life who has not yet seen the world will have a quick and painless death. This little life will not have to wait in the long cold night for help, nor will she have to face the terrible unknown. It shouldn't be like this. She knows that children come into the world through their parents, not from them. You can give love to a child, but not ideas. The parent is the bow, and the child is the arrow of life that comes from the bowstring. This bow woman had long since understood her role, but still she's determined to destroy her arrow. I have to make this choice for you, sweetie. You hate mommy, right? Sorry. No. I'll come back, I guess, spirit. But welcome back to another depressing death, it looks like. Is it because she regrets her decision back then? Does she regret meeting her husband and conceiving this little life? Would she have lived a safe life if she hadn't been pregnant? Maybe. But I wouldn't have been as happy as I am now. Are you really happy? The first answer that comes to Fantine's mind is neither yes nor no. Before she can say anything, her hands betray her in a tremor and pat the baby instead. As if knowing her mother's grief, the baby responds with loud cries, announcing the arrival of a new life. Such a cowardly, selfish mother. Having you in this world is neither my happiness nor my torment, but my longing. Then, the nearer death draws, the more she cannot part with this little life. He sung that song yesterday when he came back. You played 42 chapters of PGR, so you know how depressing it gets, huh? In the cold moonlight, Fantine huddles in despair and makes a prayer to a being she never believed in before. Please save this child. Let her live. Please give her enough time to choose wisely. Afterward, as if to answer her prayers, a loud bark comes from a short distance away. A pink figure comes and takes the glimmer of hope from Fantine's hand. Fantine's hands. Think you're still affected? You still am. Chapter 41 made you cry. Aw, Fantine. The baby. The babe. What's going on? This is postpartum bleeding. Liv carries a lot of medical supplies with her. She thought about the situation of blood loss, but she shouted in the crowd and no one answered, so she had to come on her own to help. We can do a blood transfusion now, and even if I can stop the bleeding. Thank you, Liv. Liv doesn't want to hear thank you in the situation. You were crying in Terror Stream. Doing Regashus? Okay, I guess that's chapter 41 then, Regashu. Hold on, I'm gonna hydrate for a bit. All this non-stop depression is making me thirsty. Oh, Regashu stream, not the Regashu isn't the name of the chapter. Entire 12-hour stream. Okay, sorry. No, I haven't done anything yet. Then can I ask you for one thing? Yes, I'm listening. Take my baby away. Let her live. Let her live, Liv. Help her grow up and make sure she can think for herself and make her own decision. Well, I guess you're a mother now, Liv. Liv looks at the baby in her arms once more. It's a miracle that this little girl is alive and kicking. Only after she's certain that her promise is not an empty one does Liv nod to Pantene. No problem. Thank you, Liv. The ultimate alpha simp. Chapter... Oh, Homeward Voyage. Okay. The dying Fantine breathes a sigh of relief with a smile on her pale face. Chapter 41 is Rosetta's chapter, right? Or am I remembering wrong? When she grows up, please tell her Mommy and Daddy brought her into this world. Because we thought this world was as beautiful as it was turbulent. We would love to tell her about it ourselves. Okay, alright. Almost sneeze again. But we can't. We're useless. Sorry. Tears roll down her smiling face. So, if in the future she tries her best to get what she wants, but still hates the world, tell her to go find Mommy and Daddy. Pantene. It's okay, life isn't supposed to be a bondage, but a force for good. Bondage. Chapter 41 is Alpha Inverse Crown? Oh. Alpha's chapter. Okay, sorry. The choice is hers. I want to name her Cosette. Cosette? Not Stanlet. Fine. What do you think? Cosette is a beautiful name. Good. I don't regret giving birth to my baby girl. I've been looking forward to seeing her. Now I see her, but I won't be there for her anymore. Pantene closes her eyes slowly. Her smile does not fade with her life, as if she's still repeating her last words to Liv. I don't regret giving birth to my baby girl. Do you also not regret dying? Why? The boy's answer was written on paper. He wanted to help others. The woman's answer was pronounced. She gave birth to a life she held dear. Oh, matches! The border collie sniffs the meeting of life and death here and makes a sad whimper. Rosetta's it's 39 or 38. Okay. Both the boy and the woman in their different situations with their different beliefs made the same choice to sacrifice themselves for the sake of another life. There was this boy who abhorred the future and despised life he saved. There was also this woman who embraced the future and a much-loved life she gave birth to. However faint the hope appeared, they both tried to stop the world from spiraling into a calamity. At this moment, Liv finally understands what conviction and expectation are all about. Even the smallest change and help can make a difference, although they may not seem so for the time being. Yes, that's right. Life is so short, but that doesn't make it meaningless. Every life leaves its unique mark on the world, passing itself on to the next life. Embracing the death of oneself and others is the true meaning of life, Liv thinks. Death gives life from one being to another being. To birds, beasts, insects, and flowers. And those lives, in turn, will give their lives to others through death. Life breeds life. Without death, life would not continue. The teary-eyed Liv is holding tiny Cassette and matches tightly. Yes, death is not an eternal departure. They live on in those people they cherish. Even if we may never see each other again, even if it makes us feel sad and regretful, I will carry on despite the pain and never give up. Yeah, there you go, Liv. I'm proud of you, my little raven. With her sorrows vented, Liv feels nothing but resolve. I can make a difference. Whether it's human or construct, animal or insect, it is the diversity of life that makes the world so beautiful. That's why Commandant said, even the smallest... How many times are they gonna repeat this line? I'll protect the hope that you gave your lives for. I won't let you down. I won't give up no matter how insignificant my contribution seems. Just like I didn't give up until Matches helped me find Pantene and Cassette. Live, 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 live. Every life and every little effort count. We can make it. Okay, I need to hydrate and also I need to refill my cup. So hold on, give me like maybe 3 minutes to get that done. Just a sec. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. And I have my drink. Uh, don't like Shrouded Requiem. Feels like a reskin of Godfall Revelation. Who's keeping Kira and Nina? You don't like all these auto battle modes. I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm actually kind of surprised that some of you guys are looking forward to Karen, because I'll be honest, she's not as hyped up as Lucia or Alpha. But, you know, it's nice to see that some of you are looking forward to it. As usual, I'm not sure if I'll ever pull for Karen or like any of the newer characters. But hey, maybe. Maybe Karenina will be the first. Maybe she will change my mind. Now back to depression, I guess. What can I do now? Well, I need to keep treating the wounded. What else can I do? There are people who get injured every single day and supplies are scarce. If the... Scarce? If the source of the catastrophe is removed, all the problems will be solved, right? On her way back to Conservation Area 046, Liv is reminded of the Omega prototype. She hadn't paid much attention to it during the tests because of the hasty procedure, but in retrospect, the power of the weapon is the key to saving the world. Meanwhile, Spirit is saving up to pull for Karen. Just to pull once, and then save for the Data Live collab. You say that every time, and then PGR just keeps releasing characters that you like, that you want to pull for. If we could test it again with adequate preparation, we would surely achieve better results, right? But a weapon test is dangerous and may hurt people. With Cosette in her arms, Liv is hesitating for quite a while before she finally asks Lucia. Lucia, do you remember the Omega prototype we tested before? I mean, yeah, it happened the same day, right? Yes, I was thinking about that too. I remember it could absorb the punishing virus, something that had never happened before. About that, Liv tells Lucia what she thinks. Apply for the testing program again? She thinks about it for a moment. Good idea. The previous test was too hasty. If we're better prepared this time, we'll definitely get better results. Or at the very least, more accurate results, hopefully. Adelaide and Alpha's gotcha skin. Leia. You guys know about a lot of the upcoming banners, huh? Once we eliminate the punishing virus, we'll solve many other problems too. Yes, I remember the look on Lee's face when he saw the test data. I'm sure he wants to try again too. Our top priority now is to find a way out of the predicament. We've got to be more proactive. That makes two of us. Can I apply for it? Are you sure? Liv rarely offers to do that, but Lucia smiles and is not surprised at all. We can't wait to get it done, right? Yes, waiting and mourning can't change anything. I've been thinking, Liv, you're really a strong girl. Unlike those who keep to themselves, you care about what you and other people feel. Even if it's overwhelming for you sometimes, you can get over it and pull yourself together very soon. Sia, go and do what you want to do. Lee and I will give you our full support, and when your application is approved, the three of us will go for the test together. This new weapon will definitely play an important role in reclaiming Earth. And if we can find a solution, we'll help everybody out of this misery. Sure. In Conservation Area 046, Liv tends to all the patients in need of treatment as usual. Since the leader of the armed refugees was informed of the story of Cosette, she stops complaining about matches. Oh, now she's complaining about the baby? They announced it. Yeah, I think you guys mentioned before that they announced it like, what, 6 months in advance or something? Oh, they also mentioned an online concert? Ah! Who's gonna be singing, though? I guess the people who sang the OSTs before, maybe? When all her patients get treatment, Liv takes Cosette, who is in a swaddle, to the cubicle of the Commandant. She changes Cosette's nappy and feeds her some nutritional powder until the baby falls asleep. Then Liv puts Cosette in the makeshift cradle next to the Commandant's bed. She gets up and carefully checks the Commandant while pressing the comms button. She thinks it will take a while before somebody answers, but she hears a familiar voice immediately. Hello, Liv. Celica! Celica, there's something I want to ask you. Is there a follow-up test of that weapon we tested earlier? What's the plan? I want to apply for further tests. What happened? You look so much more determined than before. Nothing happened. I just want to do what I can to get us out of the predicament. If there was a mission that would get us out of the predicament, but would most likely pay the highest price, would you do it? Think before the collab? Okay. So, there's gonna be a PGR concert. The highest priced. If you mean the safety of Lucia, Lee, and the Commandant, I certainly wouldn't do it. No, it's about your own safety. My safety. That's right. Although Celica keeps emphasizing the if, she doesn't look like it's just a hypothesis. Liv used to feel powerless. Sadness and regret can't change anything, so she decides to move on no matter what. But at the same time, she is also aware of the fact that as long as the punishing virus is still around, the problems will drag on. What if the punishing virus is gone? The Omega weapon can make that happen. That's what everyone has been waiting for. Liv knows she can't let this opportunity slip away. Be good PR for the game and attract people. Might take time since they just done with the Wuwa concert. Wuwa also had a concert, and I also forgot that Wuwa has the same parent as BGR. I forgot they're made by the same developers. Or like the same company. Maybe it's gonna be during the anniversary. What if she has to die to make it happen? Liv remains silent for a moment, but eventually she smiles in the face of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If it really worked, I would do it. Seriously? You really think so? Yes. So many people died right in front of me and I could do nothing to help. Now everybody, the task force and humans, are trapped in this catastrophe. And no one will be spared, including the elite squads. If it's just a matter of time before the catastrophe kills us all, why not do something that promises to make a difference? I'd love to give it a go. Celica, I don't want to see anyone die anymore. Actually, about this, the president hasn't decided whether to give you the call or not. Are you alone now? Oh, Celica, you're gonna tell Liv something behind Hassan's back? There are only Commandant, me, and this little baby here. Baby? Is it a refugee's child? Is the mother dead? Yes. The Commandant still in a coma? Yes. The Commandant's still a donut. A glazed donut. The signal is off for a moment before Celica's face reappears on the terminal. I'll transfer you to the Parliament Hall. Please keep your environment quiet. Alright. Noticing the seriousness in Celica's expression, Liv turns back to make sure that Cosette is sleeping, before nodding to Celica. Celica's face blurs in the dark blue screen. BPN-08 Liv Grey Raven Task Force. On behalf of the Babylonia Parliament, I send an invitation to you. The cold mechanical female voice echoes in the darkness. It is uttered by nobody, yet it can be anybody. In the war against the punishing virus, humans have never won a true victory. Why am I saying it like this? According to the calculations of Gestalt, no one will survive this catastrophe if effective measures are not taken. At the outbreak of the catastrophe in the Puglia Forest Park ruins, the Science Council had already made a preliminary recreation of the technology recorded in the Omega file. We managed to retrieve and analyze the test data of the Omega prototype through the contact of the Grey Raven with the unidentified twins. The weapon's effectiveness in absorbing the punishing virus has been confirmed, and with its help, the infected mechanoids and constructs can recover too. Even the corrupted? Due to technical constraints, it's not yet possible to achieve all the research objectives at this stage. BPN-08. Oh, that's her model number, maybe? We need you to support this technology and put the Omega weapon into use as soon as possible. What do you want me to do? Become a carrier for the Omega weapon. Become Liv Limpidity. Or, like, become a new Liv. Remember watching Burning Vow live performance? I guess that's a PGR song? A carrier. Use the latest specialized frame and its properties to attract the punishing virus, allowing the virus to pass through your mind and be completely absorbed by the Omega weapon. Through my mind? That's the only way to maximize the effect of the Omega weapon. This is a dangerous task because we can't control the rate of attraction of the virus, and once it exceeds the rate of absorption by the Omega weapon, you'll get infected completely. Live Imperia, that's it, Imperia. I don't know how to pronounce it, but if I'm mispronouncing it, please tell me. Imperia. In addition to that, there's also a high risk that your frame won't be able to reboot again, or use recall. Recall doesn't exist anyway. Or use recall due to symptoms such as mind deviation and contamination. But in order to reclaim Earth and go back to our common home, we must do whatever it takes to overcome the predicament. BPN-08, humanity needs you. Will the punishing virus really be cleared and infected individuals recovered? This will be our first attempt at this technology. At this stage, there remains a lot of uncertainties. BPN-08, we need a pioneer. Fine, someone has to take the first step. BPN-08, does that mean you agree to our invitation? Yes. Please confirm that you cannot quit the mission once you take it. Confirm. Please confirm that you are aware of the dangers of this mission. At the end of the experiment, your chance of survival is only 7.23%. Live limpidity is the next frame. Empreya. Live Empreya. Confirm. UPN-08, on behalf of the Babylonia Parliament and humanity, I thank you for your service. Please tell me what to do next. The hall is solemn and silent. A middle-aged man with an erect posture gets up and stands in front of a table. Liv, take the Commandant back to Babylonia. After this talk, I'll send out a notice to all constructs stranded on the ground to explain the situation. Lucia is BPL-01. Okay, BPL, BPN, I guess those are, like, their construct types, maybe? After this talk, I'll send... Okay. After I get their consent, you'll be escorted back by them. There's an undestroyed underground base in City 047, where some transports and an airship are stored, along with the last of our supplies. They're all we've got now. I'll let you open the base. We'll talk about what to do next when you return safely. Hold on, I have one more request. Please let me take a baby with me. Ah, baby. Can she bring the doggo too? While Liv is speaking to Babylonia, the constructs that have been transferred from City 043 are talking to the constructs that survived the Omega prototype delivery mission. Seeing Lucia and Lee walk into the lounge, one of the constructs jump up from his chair. So you guys finished your work now. To her surprise, Lucia sees a familiar face from the initial annihilation of the Heterohive Mother among the 4 surviving constructs. When will we get out of the transport? We didn't even have time to... When we got out of the transport, we didn't even have time to say hi to Captain Lucia and the other members of Grey Raven. Exactly. Hello, I'm Percy. I met with Lucia... Oh, that's right! And Captain Chrome in City 075 before. I remember now, Percy! I've heard Lucia mention you guys. It must be Captain Percy. You gave the locator to Commandant, right? That's right. How are your injuries? We're all fine. My people are now taking a break inside the cabin. Want to check on them? Not now. Let them take a good rest. Why did you come down in the first place? We volunteered. Too many people have died. The strong have important work to do and the rest have their own concerns. At least we volunteers aren't forced to come here. Hold on. I need to hydrate again. I don't know why. I'm very thirsty tonight. Could be from all the depression. Hold on. Besides, Captain said we were blessed to have survived the accident last time, so we need to make good use of our luck, right? Reina, it's the truth. We survived again. I'll tell you a little secret. Captain is the only one who survived all those missions, so he... Hey, is he also gonna be called Death like Vera did because she's the only person out of all the teams she's been a part of to survive? Well, strong people usually have problems like that. Come on, I've got your back here. Reina lets out a laugh while patting Percy's back. His cheerful laugh is so reassuring and relaxing for these wary, battle-hardened fighters. During this brief respite, the terminal of all the constructs start to beep. Call me, beep me, if you want to reach me, if you want to As Liv leaves the dimly lit... Oh my god, Liv leaves lit. As Liv leaves the dimly lit cubicle, she notices that all the constructs are watching their terminals. The familiar voice of the president comes from the screen, wrapping up his short speech. I had no idea the Omega weapon could be incorporated into a frame. Such a specialized frame would be a serious burden on one's mind, just like Chrome's glory. Don't know about the conventions for these codes, right? You think you remember it. I mean, I'm sure they'll reveal it later, but yeah, just let me know. B is for Babylonia. Okay, makes sense. There is no misinformation in the Parliament's announcement. They just told live and only live, the worst case scenario. P is for produced. Ah, okay, Babylonia produced. There is no misinformation in the Parliament's announcement. They just told live and only live, the worst case scenario. Okay. Liv, did you see the message? President Hassan said he wanted to use the new specialized frame unit. Well, actually, they told me that they had the plan because I volunteered to do the test. L is leader. Oh. So then Liv is BPN, and as in nurse, because she's like the medic of the team, maybe? President Hassan is very concerned about the Commandant's condition. He would like to take the Commandant to Babylonia for thorough treatment. As long as I can go back, I'll take the Commandant with me. I see. The Commandant does need to go back to Babylonia. It's just that... Liv, are you sure you can do it? Might as well be wrong. Read it online somewhere. I'm sure they'll reveal it. Eventually. Oh my god. I have the hiccups now. I mean, if it's important to the plot, I'm sure they'll reveal it soon. Oh my god, I am hiccuping so much. Okay, I'll drink more. Ah, okay. Is it gone? Alright, nope, it's not gone. It's still here. Hiccups. Ah! Don't remember. It's okay. There's a lot of lore stuff to remember in the first place. Oh my god. I don't wanna read until I'm sure the hiccups are gone. Drink it all. That's what I'm trying to do. I just refilled the cup too. I might have to refill it again. Ah, 10 liters is a lot. Usually for me daily, I think it's like 3 to 4 liters, I guess. It's 4 in here. Oh my god. Hiccups, go away. Hiccups. Shoo. Shoo. Okay. You know what? I'll just keep reading. Hopefully the hiccups will go away eventually. Specialized frames are nothing new to us, but with the Commandant still in a coma, I'm a bit worried about you. Lucia. Lucia looks terribly worried, which makes Liv a bit anxious too. But we finally have a chance to reverse the catastrophe. I don't even hiccup cutely like they do in the TVs and stuff. My hiccups just sound like I'm trying to barf. Liv tries not to show too much affection. If Lucia and Lee knew the consequences of this mission, they would have done all they could to stop her. Oh my god. It really bothers me. I need to go with you. Lucia looks at Lee, who nods without saying a word. Oh my god. Inner system too hot. You're constantly dehydrated. I mean, yeah. I think you live in Southeast Asia like me too, right? Yeah, this place is constantly hot. Alright, the 4 of us go together then. Great, Captain, we're going back. This is a voluntary escort mission, not a return mission. We may die on the way. Way to bring down the mood, Percy. I'm aware of that, but I'm sure we'll make it. Oh, actually, Percy, Reina, both of these names are in the Percy Jackson franchise. I want to be an escort too, even though we're very likely to be killed. Still, this is the only way to return to Babylonia. It's getting better. Is it? Sounds like my hiccups are still that bad. Besides, without Liv, I would have been killed already. It goes for me too. Everybody in this room is alive thanks to Liv. Ah, I think this is the first time we're seeing the female version of this design. Alright then, who's going to? Everyone in the room raises their hands. Thank you. You don't have to thank us, Sandra is interrupted by a beep from her terminal. Sandra, are you still with the Grey Raven? Yeah? Both of them are Sandra's teammates. and are in charge of different areas during the mission. They've been keeping in touch through comms. How's it going? All 7 of us are going to check over there. How many of you are leaving? If the hiccups don't get better, I feel like it would be better for me to just end the stream. It's almost been 2 hours anyway. Oh my god, what is wrong with meh? We're all going to. Looks like there are going to be a lot of people. Why are you all joining the mission? It's not really about the mission. Do you know that the underground base in City 047 was left behind by Kurono, and there remains a lot of supplies as well as transports? I don't know why they suddenly figured it out and decided to give the Parliament permission. The Parliament now wants to use the supplies in that base for disaster relief. That's why so many people are going to City 047. And we can take this opportunity to go back to Babylonia. It's now or never. I agree. Since you're going too, we'll meet up in the underground base in City 047, alright? Yes, see you there. She cuts off the call. Hold on, guys. I really appreciate it, but we promised the people here to protect them. No, I don't drink alcohol. If we all leave, who's going to take care of them? I see your point, but the hetero creature barrage is coming. I can't do detection, and I'm no match for those creatures. I still have the manual on taking care of the wounded you wrote for me, so I can work as a nurse here. But if anything dangerous is attacking this place, I won't be able to help. That's right, so what should we do now? Shall we stay? Lucia double-checks the action plan. If she wants to protect everybody, the best option is for her and Lee to stay. But a strange feeling comes to her mind. As if she's neglected something very important. Lucia frowns. Shall see who lasts longer. The last time she felt that way was when she was on her way to capture the Ascendant by order of Ravage. Is it just a coincidence? My god, Lucia's getting PTSD flashbacks from Liv saying that she wants to go back to Babylonia on her own. Black coffee is the middle of the night for me right now. I'm one of those people where caffeine makes me stay up and not be able to sleep. So if I drink any caffeine right now, I'm definitely not gonna be sleeping until morning. Lucia, what's wrong? I have a bad feeling about this. Lucia? You've drunken 12 cups a day once. I have a IKEA glass bottle. You know, the one where the cork is attached on the hinge and stuff. I have the 1 liter version. So I refilled that bottle maybe 3 to 4 times a day. Hi Vic, hello. Trying to read while hiccuping. I'm trying, but if it continues, then I might just end the stream at this note, because I think reading while hiccuping must be annoying to some of you guys. Does over-worrying mean mistrust? Liv calls Lucia in a pleading tone. Lucia relents. Sorry, I was overreacting. Alright, let's make a plan. President said there were plenty of supplies in the base, so I'm sure everybody wants to get their hands on them. We're pretty close to the underground base, and we have plenty of time to do round trips, so I suggest we take everyone there in different groups. Okay, sounds good. The underground base is going to be bustling. I know, supplies are scarce these days. People will be flocking there. I'll talk to their leader about the base. Personally, you find it funny. Yeah, okay. I know, some people just, find different things annoying, I guess. Okay, it's not going to be a dangerous trip, but we need escorts, just to be on the safe side. I'll stay for now. 2 vehicles can't hold everybody, so I guess we'll have to make a few more trips. I'll stay here with you, Ray. Okay, let's hit the road. I mean, so far, part 2 isn't as depressing as the end of part 1. Hopefully it stays that way, but I don't think so. You find it rather endearing. Okay. Alright, I'll take your word for it. Thank you for finding my hiccups endearing and funny. Grey Raven arrives at the entrance to the underground base of City D047 at midday. After leaving the Commandant in the sleeping pod, they're waiting for a while before a large influx of people comes from different directions. Liv opens the base's warehouse and hands out the supplies inside to the eager crowds. Days of hunger are finally quelled for the time being. Everybody seems to be in a better mood. In the evening, even the refugees who'd been relocated to City 044 arrive in their cars. I kind of sound like I'm buffering at certain points. Like the internet connection isn't so good. After an exchange of pleasantries, they go back with supplies. Somebody shows up as the moon rises. The moon! Shrek! Hey, you're still alive! Hey, we meet again. And he has the doggo. He has matches. He talks to the Grey Raven and learns that the wounded in Conservation Area 045 are being treated by Forsaken doctors and everything is fine. Need to go now. Okay, bye Sticks. Have a good day. Take care now. In order not to deplete the supplies there, Shrek has decided to get some supplies from the underground base in City 047. How long you gonna stream? Probably not long. Not much longer. Probably this is the last node. As he hangs around, Matches the border collie spots him and follows his motorbike to Forsaken Space. So he's taking care of Matches now, huh? Matches is probably gonna live with the Forsakens and Unc Watanabe. I don't know how much longer this node is, though. So if you really need to go, then it's fine. Thank you for joining me again tonight. As dawn breaks, it is time to embark on the journey. The constructs from different squads get together in groups as ordered by the interim captain for a final confirmation and roll call in front of the airship. I'm sure you all know from the President's message that the battle on our way back to Babylonia will be a tough one. This is a voluntary mission. I don't care why you risk your lives to be a part of it. I just want you to understand one thing. Getting rid of the punishing virus is the only way out for humanity. This is difficult. This is a difficult as well as noble battle. This is a life-changing moment for us all, so we must win. There is half an hour to go before our departure. Say goodbye to your friends and get ready for the journey ahead. And then we'll win back the future of humanity and Earth. Roger. Liv, I haven't seen that look on your face for a long time. Huh? You think I have a poker face? That's not what I meant. But you always looked like you were forcing yourself to smile, and while your facial expressions looked natural, your shoulders were always tense. Maybe it's because it's a relief to finally see some hope. Matches, Stanley, Fantine, Cassette, whether they're people, animals, or constructs. I hope they're all safe and sound. Just because you're weak doesn't mean you're useless. Is that what Commandant said? That's right. I remember the second half of the sentence was, take a few parts out of you if you don't understand that, right? Remembering the past, they start to laugh. They're remembering all of the Commandant's sayings like it's gospel. Yes, I just joined Grey Raven at the time. There was a very confident construct who snapped at a teammate, another support construct who couldn't kill the enemy as quickly as he did on a mission. Most people couldn't be bothered with things like that, and none of the other commandants stepped in. Yes, I still remember. The commandant said just because a single cog can't stand up to the enemy doesn't mean it should be left behind. I totally agree. Whether it's a human or an animal, or even an insect or a bacterium, just because they seem weak doesn't mean they should be dismissed. They're all unique and irreplaceable in their own positions. It's the diversity of lives on Earth that gives us hope. That's why I'm so delighted to be involved in this research, and hope it will make a difference. Lucia, you'll need to take care of the people here after I leave, but remember, you and Lee must take care of yourselves first. Grey Raven, get up! Liv's smile is gone and she speaks very slowly. I will, I promise you. Liv nods and turns to look at the stairs before her. Those who are going with her are waiting there. Let's hit the road, Liv. Come on. Are you ready? Alright, I'm off. Have a safe trip. Liv boards the airship with Cassette and the Commandant. This seemingly long journey is only the beginning of hope and parting for both Liv and the other surviving humans. No matter how much she wants to stay, she has to go. We fighting now? Bye, Spirit! Oh, cutscene! Did the horde of corrupted ravage the entire world? Day 55. Oh, 38. Oh, I see Liv over there. I can see her HP bar. It's a big Leviathan. no, it's another jet like fight scene, like the one in Watanabe's interlude. Captain Olka from Mountain Vulture. I'll be the temporary commander of this escort mission. Hi, Olka. This is Liv from the Grey Raven. We've already confirmed the safety of our commandant and the protection target. Great, full speed ahead. Hopper. The future of humanity depends on this mission. We need to transport the target back to Babylonia at all costs. For the future of Earth, we swear to stick to the mission and fear no sacrifice. Stick to the mission, fear no sacrifice. Everyone, please be safe. Hello, can you hear me? I forgot to mention something. Hopper carries a repulsion shield recently developed to deal with the flying enemies. But Hopper is not capable of keeping it running for a long time, so you have to stay connected to keep it running. Understood. And you are? I'm Kina. I used to work on the maintenance of the Hopper. We will see each other again if you can come back alive. Is she a technician with Kurono? I've never seen someone being so picky while using my stuff. How adorable. Alright, just remember to stay connected with Hopper to keep the shield powered up. The shield will help you defend against the enemies. It features an identification friend or foe system that will detect the enemies and clear them out of itself. Now Liv is in Hopper. Please turn on the shield and activate power connection channel. Roger. Turning on the shield. Confirm. Activating the channel. Confirm. Establishing power connection. 3, 2, 1. Connected. Punishing virus reaction detected ahead. Multiple units are approaching fast. We will take care of the escort mission. You are a support construct. Stay in Hopper to scout enemies for us. Understood. I'll share the detection signals to everyone to adjust the formation accordingly. The red orb signifies attack formations. The blue orb signifies defense. Yellow orb signifies speed. All out. Okay, stop the enemies from the shield. Oh, wait. So I gotta protect the Hopper and the little ones. Well, the Hopper doesn't seem to take any damage while the shield is up, at least. Remember, son, we lost contact. I don't wanna lose people. No. Let me try again. I don't wanna lose people like that. Okay, let me keep the story. Continue with the... Wait. Are my hiccups gone? Is it time? Finally! Hiccups gone. And I did like glimpse the earth back then in the background. It's all like black and red and blue instead of blue and green. Okay, so instead of just, you know, dodging, I have to actually try to use the attacks and stuff, I guess. Okay, red is for attack, blue is for defense, and then yellow is for speed. I see. And then, okay. I see what it is. No! I lost one! I lost two! Stop it! Well. Okay, I'ma try to at least keep one alive. Keeping one alive feels like it's... Okay, it's gone. Never mind. Forget what I said. Unable to link with any guards. Was I supposed to just go to the front this whole time? I'm losing Liv. I see. Can I actually try again? Shield is broken. Prepare to engage in battle. Gonna see till the end. Oh, 7. Enemies have boarded the deck.
I can do it.
I let so many people die. Just dodge. I was trying.
I can do it.
Ah!
I'm fine.
Ah, the Levi guns. I missed the Levi guns. Why is there a countdown? Why is there a big countdown? Am I supposed to defeat these guys in that time? The shield has been activated. We'll keep working on the escort mission. Yeah, Ang. Meow. Yeah, Ang. What is it? Ah! I keep just putting the aircrafts in the direct line of fire. What is it, Ang? Why are you meowing all of a sudden? Ah! Ah! Stop chasing after the last guy. No! Fisk! Wait, there was a laser this whole time? Why didn't I try that earlier? Oh my god, I'm dumb. I'm stupid. Sorry, Aang, I didn't mean to disturb your sleep. God fucking damn it. I didn't use the laser. Okay, you know what? After the stream, I'm gonna retry this again. This whole fighting sequence. Oh my god, I didn't realize that I couldn't attack back! Ah. I'm dumb.
I'll do my best. May the stars light your path towards the abyss. I'll do my best. Now perish.
Now perish.
I'm fine.
The zero gravity of the Levi gun.
I can do it.
That's why Eureka trolls. I'm sorry, I didn't read properly. Oh my god, that's so much better. So much better. Yeah! Much better! Well, 07 to the first 8 people that we lost. The first 8 aircrafts. Can't move very fast though. Still. Ah. Ah. We're safe now, but Hopper is almost out of power. We've got casualties as well. It's not the time to give up. We have to transport those who are still alive back to Babylonia. Yeah, just one aircraft is alive. Now that you think about it, if you try to do a Kamehameha, might end up burning your arms off. I mean, Rasengan also, if you do it incorrectly, it like slices up your hands, right? The airship and transport is... Or is that the Chidori? Never mind, I think Chidori is the one that slices up your hand if you do it wrong. The airship and transport escorting Liv are disappearing into the sky. Beneath the fiery red clouds, a girl is walking alone in the wilderness, enveloped by a giant black shadow. The high concentration of punishing virus in this area has deterred even the best equipped constructs, but it doesn't affect the girl at all. It took a lot of effort for me to become what I am now. I really want everybody to see this. Nothing serious. But anyway, great stream. Gotta go. Bye. See you tomorrow. Bye, Mike. Bye-bye. But I have more important things to do right now. Mecha Babushka. Give me the coordinates. Mecha Babushka? What? Oh, Gestalt. What you do will not change this catastrophe. I'll do it even if it's in vain. I don't want humanity and all those beautiful creations to perish. The girl doesn't look so carefree as she usually does. Instead, she's firm and serious. I'll help them realize their wishes, and in exchange, they'll help me too. Is this Nanami? She feels a pang of nostalgia as she looks up to the sky and waves. Goodbye to her home beyond the clouds. Goodbye. Don't forget Nanami. Is it Nanami? Because they said the girl isn't as cheerful as she used to be. Nanami, what happened to you? Well, that was unexpected. An unexpected Nanami cameo back there. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, that's the end. Alright, I'm gonna go see what my kitten wants because she's asking for me. So again, thank you everyone for joining me tonight. Mike and Spirit, if you guys are still there, thank you so much. Jair and Vague and Micro, if you're still there. Wesley as well, thank you so much. Sticks, you too, thank you so much for joining me tonight. What do you think about this chapter so far besides the depression? I just honestly am mostly thinking about the depression. But so far, it feels like kind of a breather chapter because like they haven't really moved forward with the plot yet. I know they're just starting to with the whole Omega thing, but yeah, so far this feels like just the characters taking in everything that's happening, everything that just you arrived late, Rojak. It's fine. All you did was miss the depression. It feels like they're just trying to give the characters time to think and like accept and all the stuff that's been going on so far, all the depressing parts. But yeah, other than that, I did really, really like it. It was nice. It was good. Part 3 of the stream, we just hit 34%. Only 34? Okay. It's okay. I'll finish it eventually. Actually, this is making me wonder if maybe tomorrow I should just stream more PGR because I kind of do want to try to finish this before 3.1 of ZZZ. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I will just try to. I'll just stream PGR tomorrow instead of another game, so that way we can. I want to try to finish this before 3.1 of ZZZ at the very least. I don't want to just leave it unfinished before I return to ZZZ. Alright, that's it for now. Oh, Spirit, you're still here. Thank you. Again, please do your events. I will, eventually. Thanks. Thank you again, everyone. Jair and Rojak. Fake. Rojak, even though you came late, it's okay. Wesley and Michael, if you're still there. Thank you, everyone. Mike, you too. Bye-bye. Good night. Take care. Alright. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone. When is 3.1's release? I think next week? Someday next week? I don't remember. But yeah, that's why I want to finish chapter 17 first, because it is coming soon. Alright, see you! Take care!